Ebuzenchao into the Belgian national your friend no Shalima Abiusi at me at the cease and desist order nana kwame bediako and a political affiliated movement and as in a political party as a group your friend with the new force as a free nekri or monchong and yes any a court fata you we bisa sa dentia. In fact, you have a more full breakdown. But before that, I have Phoenix meeting edisi. Can you first time I subscribe to channel or say drop a video ubenya update. Now, young consumer. In fact, according to this woman, the Akko trigger statement we say or say the new force any affiliated groups are nana kwambidiako or no yo mutitene or the kofa no or plan say obe releases new ad and answer videos be campaigns be ebe feature Shalima Abiusi ne image, ne voice, ne likeness to prove and answer to portray ne continuous endorsement and affiliation to the new force, which means and in fact, what I say, even previous endorsement or the new force, and then another media groups in Yinano, and okra withdraw, and it's a whole lot. Now, according to this woman, in Tubekaya, this woman was appointed to be the new force for almost spokesperson around December 2023. And before saying Nana Kwambidia Kumbebabi in affronted the campaign about the flag bearer of the new force eventually will feature in the 2024 election ballot paper national. Now Shalima Abiusi was the actual face and answered the first identity, a personal identity and a link to the new force and in him. Now this woman is a Belgian communication strategist and Obra with me a name say the new force on and that one they almost speaks first a generate some confusions and controversies, and the issue was that why would a foreign national be fronting a Ghanaian political movement? Intina confusions be into watch as a campaigns near day. Then around December 4th 2023 that was the first time I report as a Shalima any Ghanaian authorities any issue. So she was first invited by the National Investigations Bureau for questioning following the public affiliations and activities with the new force. That was in December 4th, 2023. And then about 4 days later, the Ghana Immigration Service Ekocheno, and she was charged with allegedly obtaining a student residence permit through false declarations. Nanebonia no. And then no, ye claiming said she had falsely presented or represented herself as a student of Ghana Christian University College. That was charges at immigration for Edibono. So by December 8, Yadin Kupimu Ewo Kaneshi District Court, and she was remanded into custody pending further investigations. But then there was a sudden twist. About 2 or 3 days later, now December 11, 2023, pleaded not guilty, and she was granted bail of 20,000 cedis with 2 sureties. Na ye nim said then time the ni case I actually no. Yeah, the Kupimu court ye Kofi food trial nanka ye dinasem. And then there was a sudden turn. When prosecutors, the court to say they have been instructed to withdraw the charges. Emma court needs to meet her case, and she was discharged. Now, just after say discharging from the same court where she was rearrested by the immigration and security officials. But then this time, immediately she was deported on the very same day. That was when she was deported. So the controversy was that why is it that Ubia court at me discharging? Now you say I drop it criminal case, you withdraw criminal case. And that she has been formally discharged by the court. Deportation appeared to bypass some ordinary due processes be an anchor as a Ekosiisen. So it was a whole lot. And things goes on behind the scenes that you can't really tell. So it could be say there was some diplomatic pressure from Belgium. It could be some negotiations with Akuffo, we couldn't really tell. However, you're charging fully. I'm finding it guilty and I say Bibisa. Now, a bit deported nano. Oteki Ghana buying Ghana buying Kupiemu ECOWAS court. And the board called Kupiemu ECOWAS court no charges me and son on also the board Ghana's government, where she says her right to liberty was denied, her right to due process was denied, and then protections against arbitrary detention and deportation. Nina cases I want to copy mu the ECOWAS court na ultimate CBD court na CBD case in Diamano. Then by 2024, in a landmark decision ECOWAS court decided ultimately rule in favor of Shalima Abiusi against the government of Ghana, where the government of Ghana was asked to pay some $10,000 and from compensating. That was the case. And then after the deportation, the court, the ECOWAS court and all that, yes, I also say she's returned to Ghana. And Oba Ghana, she was involved in social activities near the Ubeka Mampon Hine Yase Okobi. Then there was some mining in motion event bi e wakra on June 2nd 2025 and nso feature ho kama a chese enti bibi ekoso kama a chese yente boni bi abusua fe de ho a statement a drop in. Now this is a statement, a full statement Shalima Abiusi and then lawyers at media about. Now this is a public statement because in this statement no chim say what me actually letters bi kura de akoma na nakwa mbidi akoma omunyanya no e na che say after those letters no wenya na entity hu say na nakwa mbidi akon any the New Force Africa, the New Force Foundation, the New Africa Congress, they are planning to release a video ebe contain no Shalima abuse no ni image, ni likeness, ni voice footage and any personal content to promote Cheddar no or no organizations inyina. And based on that no say this development comes despite a former cease and desist letter issued on my behalf on 13th of April 2026 through my lawyers, Merton and Everett LLP. That letter demanded an immediate end to the unauthorized use of my name, image, likeness, voice, and audio-visual content, and the removal of all material creating the false impression that I remain affiliated with, supportive of, or authorized to speak for the New Force, the New Africa Foundation, New Africa Congress, Nana Kwame Bediako Cheddar, and or any affiliated person or entity. So what Chem say on April 13, 2026, Omane lawyers actually let be Edekoma Nana Kwame Bediako any new groups ahodo, which includes the New Africa Congress, the New Africa Foundation, the New Force, Nana Kwame Bediako name say if we nekri adi biara yo ni image, ni likeness, ni voice, ni audio visual content, any bibiano. And even instructed them say review all materials they created that impression process still or affiliated to them. But just a broad letter no response has been received, and consequently it has become necessary to issue this public statement. For the avoidance of doubt, I am no longer a spokesperson for the New Force, New Africa Foundation, New Africa Congress, Nana Kwame Bediako, or any affiliated entity, movement, campaign, or platform. I'm not professionally affiliated with them, do not represent them, and do not speak for them in any capacity. I have not authorized any person, organization, political movement, media team, agent, or affiliate to use my name, image, likeness, voice, video footage, or personal content for promotional, political, organizational campaign, or public communication purpose. I also reaffirm that any consent to or say or signs what cases to pay say any consent, permission, release, license, waiver, or authorization that any person or organization may claim to have had na omo dada in relation to the personal content no were revoked, and the previous participation in any activity cannot be converted into a permanent license to use or no Shalima no ne identity. So no did you maybe pay one more endorsement pay. It doesn't mean say or no grant you automatic permanent usage rights change now because so using identity because ebia 2023-2024 and I know need the New Force and then another media connected affiliations or grant you that permission. This year echo on consented to the use of the image beam so woman free who say or make sure someone using the image be in the coming elections and I say campaigns via the New Force and then another media compare one find the image and go bata who be say watching who free who wa withdraw the authorization or the ma any BBA affiliated to or no and then another media could be ano tin time which say any release, publication, circulation, reposting, broadcasting, editing, repackaging, or use of any video, image, recording, or footage containing me by the New Force, New African Foundation, New Africa Congress, Nana Kwame Bediako, also known as Cheddar, and Freedom Jacob Caesar, and persons acting for or in association with them is unauthorized. So, if we now create a letter abano, senidin ni picture ni bibiaba near the target and answer ekobase ye the New Force brand na ka ho de ne photo bi aka ho a wo se ono o ma ho kwan unauthorized. I am therefore imploring all persons or country media houses, individuals, bloggers, social media platforms, political actors, campaign teams, and affiliated organizations on notice not to publish, circulate, repost, promote, or amplify any content containing my name, image, voice, likeness, or personal content released by the New Force, New Africa Foundation, New Africa Congress, Nana Kwame Bediako, also known as Cheddar, and persons acting for or in association with them. Or chese or country media houses in our bloggers, social media platforms, political actors, campaign teams, and organizations via say new force and Nana Kwame Bediako the campaign biba, video biba, footage biba, na yakwe say endorsement if as content be no involve or no ni dini image ne voice ne likeness biya ekwe say endorsement I feel no ha was no or ma ho kwan monchim ho fru ma mo intimi promote impo. And I have instructed my lawyers to take all necessary legal steps as may become appropriate. I ask the public and the media to respect my privacy, dignity, reputation, and personal autonomy. I will not permit my identity, formal role, or past association to be used to create a false impression of endorsement, affiliation, representation, or support for any agenda I have not freely and expressly chosen to be associated with. So that was Miss Shalima Abiusi, a public statement with me issue which is when yan say said the titi blame or endorse the new force almost spokesperson or can campaigns on one or no enam edijumano. This time on mass how can beam, this time on persuade no basis manum beam. However, when yan says still, despite the fact that or no any Wale so because we do my campaign or because we are affiliated to the new force and still the new force and then anakwa media akone Adom person release other state footages content be a best science so akos watches still or that so no more affiliation ti asatenne a bra statement we abano Shalima abuse person kamia Ghana fu nyina ate ase say fi ne creating tontan or need the new force any affiliation be abiem or no mo inni ho indi dwuma biem or nyom spokesperson biem or represent say eku no eno mo branding any magenda bia wo mo esiki bia no onka ho enti filikui omonchom emfi ni image ho se ankoba sa no mkoso di echi so mbekọso ayusu ne previous images ne previous videos ne previous footages ne previous endorsement not this time on besan so amana be ss to that so no mo ho dia ene na say emra ebebem enti waka chen lawyer say they should be on standby as and when na sanse mo dia to do betimi abuso no ono Shalima abuse obeteki on the matter na etimi akopiem ewo court na ono nso make sure say ne privacy and any image right bia no wetimi are protected. So we a message abusuan eba enti enyantem from Nana Kwame Bediako any the new force for a side but then ebekoso di ensem na chi asa when e benya update free ho no ye betimi ama wonsa aka bi me na wase onyabre ere maame ha Phoenix.